Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you may be in the world. Guys, today this is the first video of a three-part series I'm gonna do on 8 provocative openers to guarantee to grab your prospects' attention. Okay, keep them engaged, your eyes glued to the screen and ears perked up to hear what you have to say. All right. So as always, I'm Daniel Carmack. I am your host, and I definitely appreciate everyone being here. When you come in, just let me know where you're coming in from. If this is your first time with me, make sure that you click in the upper right corner of the screen and set your notifications so that way you're notified every time that I go live. I try to get here 3 or 4 times a week to provide value, content, tips, tricks, strategies, things that help you move forward in your business. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. So today, I want to paint a picture for you, right? So and this directly correlates to a blog that I posted earlier in the week. So I want you to imagine that you are the keynote speaker or of an event for your company, right? Or you are getting ready to deliver a presentation on something that you're very true and passionate about, right? So you can imagine the nervousness and the anxiousness that comes along with that, right? And as you begin to speak, everything is flowing perfectly. It's going well. You are hitting your key points. You are delivering everything as you rehearsed it, as you thought about it. And, as you conclude your speech or your presentation, you notice one person gets up and leaves the room. Shortly after, another person gets up, pushing somebody aside so that way they can get by. And then slowly, there are multiple people and then even groups, from different sections of the auditorium or the conference room, wherever you are, that get up to leave. Now, while delivering all of that stuff, now that I have that picture in your head, now that, I want to take a step back and think about the confidence that you had as you were hitting all of your marks throughout your speech, right? And then I want you to think about, how it will just kind of break your self-confidence as you see people kind of get up and go away. And I know the first thing that you're thinking is, well, why did they go? Did they not value the content that I delivered? What did I do wrong? Now, this kind of correlates. Why I told this story is because it really coordinates to how you are conveying your message to your audience through ads, through posts, through blogs, whatever it is that you're doing. So what I want to do is I want to give you a series of 3 provocative openers, right, that will help ensure that you get their attention, first of all, and even better is keep their attention, right? Because through some research, there is a company called Chartbeats, and they analyze website views for popular websites, right? And what they concluded from their research was only 55% of viewers stay on the page or read for 15 seconds, or they read for 15 seconds or less. So that's a very small window. Over half of your audience isn't even consuming, the majority of your content. They are, if you think about it, 15 seconds, that's barely enough time to read the headline, digest it, and kind of wrap your mind around what the article or the blog, excuse me, or what that is. If you've ever felt that way, or you've ever looked at a blog and then you were just quick off of it, drop me a 1 down in the comments. Just for context, I want to kind of see where everybody is. And I realized once I read this and figured out that I'm kind of the same way. I'll jump onto something and it's very few things that I really dive into. So it made me kind of self-aware about what it is, my habits, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. 55% of people read for 15 seconds or less. So that just, illustrates the point that your headline and, the first couple of sentences of the content that you're trying to deliver really has to resonate with your audience. All right. So with that, guys, let's get right into it. So the first opener that I'm going to talk about is controversy, right? So as you're, it can either be in your blog, in your headline, or it could be, the first couple of sentences of your blog or of the content that you're delivering. And when you're doing this, right? The purpose behind controversy is to kind of contradict a social norm or, you know, public information. Now, you want to be careful, and you're not going to, you know, go outlandish and talk about things like the world's flat, right? But if you challenge traditional thoughts on a particular subject or in a particular industry, you know, then that is naturally going to spark interest. I mean, we are, as humans, you know, we are naturally curious to something that challenges our norm and what we're accustomed to, right? So you can use controversy to grab their attention and get them to buy into what it is that the content that you're delivering. Okay, so number one is controversy. Number two is the big juicy promise. Okay, if you look at if you've seen some of my ads or you go back through, and sometimes it seems a little outlandish, right? But you know, I do it because I know it's true. I know it's happened for me. You know, one of the ads that I run is, let me show you. This is the words, right? Let me show you the exact method that I use to generate 5, 10, and even up to 20 leads per day into my business online, right? So when you're delivering that big promise, that big juicy promise, right, it's going to be something that's outside of the norm. It's going to sound ridiculous. Now, you need to have, you know, information and material to back up your claim, right? But your big bold claim or your big juicy promise, right? You're delivering that, and then that's going to take people, you know, into a place where it's, you know, almost like, okay, let me see what this is about, because, you know, it's kind of hard to believe. They're not, you know, it's something outside of the norm. They're not accustomed to generating those kind of results. So again, you know, be careful, make sure it's true, make sure it's honest. But that is another, you know, step number two is delivering a big juicy promise, right? And then number three, and the final one for today, is imagine. Using imagine as an opener, right? It takes your prospect or the person consuming your content into almost like a fantasy land type place, right? So if you open with you know, imagine what it would do for your business if X, Y, and Z, right? So imagine how your life would be if, you know, so, if you're in the health and wellness industry, you know, imagine what it would be like if you could lose 30 pounds in the next 30 days. You know, it takes that person from, you know, the reality and the things that they're accustomed to doing and you know, used to doing every day, and it puts them in a, you know, in a fantasy, like almost like perfect scenario type world, and it takes their mind to a place where, you know, they can kind of absorb what it is you're talking about. And, you know, and you have to make sure that you're separating yourself. I mean, you can scroll through your Facebook feeds and you can see 100, you know, get rich quick scheme ads and make $1,000 a day ads, and, you know, lose, you know, like I said, 30 pounds in 30 days, you know, so you got to make sure that the place that you're trying to take your audience is, again, backed up in by data, by methods, by material. Like, you know, you want to make sure that you can deliver on what it is that you're offering them, right? But it will help you get them out of the, you know, the mundane, like, oh, today is just another day, this is just another ad, and it will get them excited about what it is you have to say. All right, guys, so quick recap. Number one is controversy, right? So something that challenges the commonalities or the norms that we face. Number two is the big juicy promise, you know, something that's, you know, kind of over the top and, you know, makes their ears perk up and makes them want to see what it is that you have to talk about. And number three is, you know, just using imagine or, you know, think about this type approach to your openers. So that's it for this video, guys. Again, if this is your first time here, make sure you click the set your notifications, so that way you get notified every time I come online. I'd love, you know, for the interaction, everybody to be here. Make sure that you, if you're interested in more tips and strategies, things like this, learning about these kind of things, then click the link in the description and get your free online recruiting bootcamp. And that's it for this episode, guys. I will be back tomorrow, and we will discuss openers 5 through 7. And, we'll dig into those and make sure that you got a full understanding. So as always, guys, take care, be safe, live life, and remember, we create our own freedom. Bye for now.